All right, welcome back, everyone. Playing some Zagras Thief of Heartbeats today, and we are playing some Rakdos Pingers. I'm pretty excited about this deck. Let's see. Take a look at this opening hand. 2 lands is a little dicey. Let's mulligan. It's not bad, but we need to hit more lands to make sure we don't get stuck. This seems okay. It's a little bit slow, but it should be fine. Hopefully we'll find our way into something else that matters. That will be the goal. So we'll go ahead and keep. Give me one moment while I get all these URLs sent out so everyone can know that I'm streaming. Altar of the Brood coming in for opponent, and looks like we got some lands coming in. He's back to our turn. There's a Whip of Erebos. Whip is pretty cool for this deck. Whip is lifelink, and that is nice. We're going to hold off on this Urborg just as long as we can, just because it slows down Magic Online a little bit. So we'll go with the Mountain first and tap that out and pass. Valakut for opponent, yeah. Although Valakut, not the easiest to get to in a multicolored deck unless you're doing like Scapeshift or something, but in a Boros deck, I don't know. I probably wouldn't go for Valakut personally. Opponent plays land that's going to get us with the Altar. Well, joke's on them. We are playing a Reanimator deck. I'll talk about what we're doing in just 1 second. Ooh, that's a Grafdigger's Cage. Well, no one likes a Grafdigger's Cage. We'll have to find a way to get rid of that. I am now thinking that the artifact removal in this deck is probably a little bit light. Probably need a little bit more of it. Let's see. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Yeah, that's no good. Well, hopefully someone takes care of that, because that's a bad time for us. And Vicious Rumors coming into play. Deals 1 damage to each opponent. Each opponent discards a card, then mills a card. You gain 1 life. Ew. What are we discarding? Tectonic Edge, I guess. And we milled some lands. That's actually pretty good. We don't need a land. Wait, do we mill first already? No, discard first, then mill. All right, got all those links sent out, and opponent's gonna pass like that. Make sure I bring up the chat here, the second monitor. Talisman for opponent. Yep. What up, everyone? Finally getting around to the chat. There's a Blood Crypt for us. Yeah, we'll go for the Blood Crypt, I guess. I know it's going to ping us a little bit, but I think it's fine. Maybe not. Why spend the life if you don't have to? Let's go Deserted Temple into Rakdos Signet. And we'll pass like that. Fesp Q, welcome. Glad you're able to catch the beginning of the stream. The beginning's a little awkward. Got to get through these first few minutes while I get everything set up. Not so great at the multitasking, but I think we've got everything going now, so I'm feeling pretty good. Casey, thank you. Jesse, pumped for a Tiana game. I need to play Tiana. That is on the to-do list somewhere. Pretty far down the to-do list. To-do list only seems to get longer with all the sets coming out. Land coming in, that's going to mill us. And, oh, we lose a Twilight Prophet. Didn't want to lose that one. That's card draw. That would have been nice. Burglar Rat coming into play for opponent. So, discard and mill Tribal. Super, super fun. We're going to discard a card. What are we discarding? I mean, do we just, like, discard Grave Titan and then reanimate it with the whip? Seems like not the best, but I don't really want to give any more lands up at this point, honestly. You're disappointed in the guy using the Walking Dead commander? Smash that dislike button. Uh, yeah, I don't know. People have feelings about it. I know people were really bent out of shape, week and a half ago. But they're here now. It's, they are cards. I've been seeing a lot of Negan. Negan is not the most fun to play against. It has generally been some form of Mardu control. And really tough to keep things in play with Negan. Constantly entering the battlefield. One of the things I've seen is that, like, because it makes mana when it kills the creature, sometimes, kills two creatures, they always have mana to recast their commander, and that's pretty annoying. Sort of like the, who is it, Maelstrom Wanderer handbook on things. Like, they always have more mana to cast Maelstrom Wanderer, because they usually ramp into at least one, or they usually cascade, rather, into at least one ramp spell, so it's not the best. There's a Mangara coming into play for opponent. It's pretty good. What are we doing? We've got this Animate Dead. Oh, we milled the Crucible of Worlds. Oh. Animate Dead, not going to do much with this Grafdigger's Cage out. Actually, Wano's not going to do much either. This Whip of Erebos. Wish I thought about that beforehand. Whoops. Oh, Grafdigger's Cage. Find out who brought artifact removal and who didn't. Are we going for? I guess we'll go Blood Crypt. I don't want to slow the game down just yet. And then we'll get this Whip of Erebos into play. And we'll pass like that. This is exactly the opening you want to see. You're playing a Reanimator deck. Someone's like Grafdigger's Cage. You're like, what? Ugh. Nath is not the most fun commander to face. I guess since we're already going through it, we'll talk about our opponents. So, talked about Negan a little bit. Usually some form of like Mardu control. Mardu, you never have a creature and they make more mana than you because of the treasure tokens. It's not so much fun. Nath, also not so much fun in the discard tribal sense. You get to discard a card, and they make a bunch of elf warriors, and I don't know, I've seen some very, like, stacksy kind of builds of Nath over the years. Some form of, like, discard control, stacks, just a lot of things that, you're not particularly excited to face. Font of Mythos, well, they're going to give us some cards back. There's a Cunning Spark Mage into our graveyard, so one of our pingers down. Bonder's Enclave down. Oh, man. I don't like milling all this stuff. This feels awful. Chat says, cue the Smashing Pumpkins track. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a Grafdigger's Cage. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a Grafdigger's Cage. Used to love that song. Saw them a couple years ago. They were not the best. They played about a 3-hour set, which normally you'd be like, yeah, that's cool. Except it was like literally 20-25 minutes between good songs, which is weird because they have a lot of good songs. But Billy Corgan being Billy Corgan, they chose to play all of the terrible ones. It was not enjoyable. Not enjoyable. And just, as a second opinion, Veronica was with me, and she didn't think it was the best either. And then we spitefully bought tickets to, what is that? I think it was The Offspring in 311 was after that. Or maybe it was Stone Temple Pilots. I can't remember. It was one of the two. We did end up seeing both of those bands, but we're like, wow, that was really bad. Let's go see a concert that's actually good. Was basically the thought. Ooh, cards. All right. Ramp. Ramp is cool. That's a tap land. Tap land's a little bit awkward. Let's get the Urborg into play. Let's get this Hedron Archive. Oh, we could have totally got the tap land this turn. Whoops. I'm not distracted at all. Play the Hedron Archive. Do we wheel right now? Opponent's down to 2 cards? There's a Font of Mythos in play. Yeah, maybe we just do it now. Animate Dead, not doing much until we get rid of the other things, so yeah, let's just go for it. Be mana efficient. Mangara is going to get a draw trigger. Yep. Greetings, Eric. All right, we get a new hand. Hero's Downfall does not solve the artifact problem that I think... Ooh, you know what does, though? Vandal Blast solves the artifact problem, so... Hopefully we don't lose that Vandal Blast to whatever nonsense Nath has been doing. I would actually be really happy if they just take the turn to, like, tap out and cast Nath, because that means they're not doing other really terrible things. Archetype of Aggression coming in for Haktos. That will give Haktos Trample, and removes Trample from all opposing creatures. Pretty good. Pretty good. I always mean to use this thing just a little bit more than I do, and just, I don't know. Oh, man. 3 CMC creatures in Boros, really crowded now. It's this big question of, like, what do you want? Do you want Hate Bears? Because there's a lot of really good Hate Bears at 3. Do you want something that's got Double Strike for your swords? Archetype, you know, for me, I've always prioritized it just a little bit less than... I mean, I guess I play a lot of sword decks, so that makes sense. But if I played, like, more tokens, go wide type of thing, also Haktos, then the Trample definitely makes a little bit more sense. But, you know, one of the things I thought about is that because it removes Trample, that does make it somewhat reasonable. Not like it's not like a complete answer, but it's somewhat of an answer against Craterhoof Behemoth because it gives everything Trample. So, like, you know, instead of... Oh, God, what? Each opponent sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker. Well, we don't have any of those. That's cool. The next one is discard a card. Anyway, the fact that, you know, if you remove Trample from the creatures, they become so much easier to block. And, you know, depending on what the situation is, it's potentially not lethal to you. It could be the difference between what's lethal and what's not. So, we continue to mill. Oh, no, we milled the Agadeem thingy. I was excited about this. Ah. I am going to be so happy to fire off this Vandal Blast. You guys don't even know. Probably going to send a threatening message with it, too. We'll see when that comes up. Joe, you said you tried to donate to the GoFundMe and it says donations are paused. I will check that out after the stream. It should still be up and running. Usually they send me an email if there's, like, an issue, but I don't think I've seen anything recently. So I'll check it out after the stream, but I do thank you for attempting to donate. So check it out in a few hours after, you know, interrupting commentary. We'll see. My multitasking is not the best. Not the best. Anyway, haven't talked about our commander much. I should probably do that. We are playing Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats. 6 mana for a 4/4. Flying Death Touch Haste. Cool keywords right there. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. Currently 0. And other creatures you control have Death Touch, which I think is really cool. That's just really cool text. And then essentially Death Touch for Planeswalkers. Whenever you do damage to a Planeswalker, destroy it. So pretty cool there. Yeah, I've just been excited about doing this whole pingers thing. We see a Daggercaster in hand. It's got this Rakdos Ix-Splitter, Deathbringer Thokdar. All cool stuff. I always like Inferno Titan with Death Touch is one of my favorite things. So, like, this is the deck for that. So, pretty excited about this. Yeah, okay. Opponent did lay down a Conjurer's Closet. They will be very sad when I fire off this Vandal Blast. But I'm going to be very happy when we fire off this Vandal Blast because of all this nonsense. Brings back to our turn. Font of Mythos. Drawing 2 more. Oh, man, so many cards in hand. Well, we've talked about what we're doing. Play this Badlands. Play this Vandal Blast. Cast with Overload. Use the colorless first. Need some red mana, and we'll pump this in there. Overload a Vandal Blast. Get rid of all those problems. Opponents are very sad, I'm sure. What's next? We've got 3 mana left. We can get a Stinger, we can get an Azure Oddsmaker, or we can get an Ix Splitter. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we going for a Pinger? Oddsmaker gives card draw. Font of Mythos now down. This one is a warrior, which reduces the cost of our commander, which is cool. These don't have haste. Yeah, maybe let's go on the, let's get Ix Splitter. Actually, is the other one better. 1 damage to target creature. Controller loses 1 life. No, this is the better of the 2. We'll play this one. Down to 7 cards in hand. Beautiful. What a great turn. I feel wonderful about that turn. Crushed our opponent's ramp, crushed all the problematic stuff, and we're now ahead on mana by a pretty decent amount. Set up to start doing some other stuff on our next turn. Pretty excited. Pretty excited. Tectonic Giant coming into play. That is a cool card. That is a card likely to get shot by our Rakdos Ix Splitter. We'll see. We'll see. Each opponent discards a card. No one likes that. I guess we discard the Unearth guy. That seems like it makes the most sense, right? What's the last one? They reanimate a thing? Put target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Yep. Reanimate from anywhere. Pretty good. That's what our deck wants to be doing, but... oh, man, we milled so many good things. Well, if we hit Rise of the Dark Realms, the graveyard should be nice and full at this point. Well, nope, that's been milled. Rise of the Dark Realms down. What about Command the Dreadhorde? We still got that one? Think Command the Dreadhorde is still in our library, so that's good. Yeah, we'll discard the guy with Unearth. Pinger Tribal. You got it. Uh-oh. Gets Grimoire. That's a really good card in that deck. Liliana's Caress. Also a good card in that deck. And it's an enchantment. Don't know how much enchantment removal I left in this deck. Ugin was in here for a moment. Let's see if it still is. Nope. Ugin's gone. Cut Ugin for... CMC reasons and just to get down to 100 cards. So the enchantments aren't going to be the easiest for us to remove, but Sean's been playing this Haktos deck a lot, and there's a pretty good amount of removal in there. I'm sure he's got Austere Command. He may have an Hour Revelation, I'm not sure, but probably also got like some form of enchantment spot removal, Heliod's Intervention, and all that kind of stuff's pretty good, so... Got this Revel in Riches. It's not quite as good as Black Market, but does also have a trigger that can win you the game. I don't know that we'll get there, but at least not anytime soon. Eric points out that Negan's pretty good with Blink. Yeah, someone had a Conjurer's Closet yesterday. I filmed like 4 games over the past day and a half or so, and I think Negan's been in like every one of those games, and it's not been fun, especially when the Blink stuff starts to happen, because you don't have creatures. You need to be on some plan other than creatures if Negan is continually blinking and bouncing itself. It's not the best. It's not the best. Oh, we need some Grand Arbiter Augustin to have the trifecta of not-so-fun commanders? Yeah, let's get some Grand Arbiter going in here. Make it so no one can cast spells. Oh man. I was thinking about, so in one of my play groups, there's a situation where the first 4 or 5 cards I play every game get blown up, and I've been like trying to figure out how to deal with that. So I was thinking about making what's it called? Azor the Lawbringer, and making it like a blink deck, so you just keep doing it. I'm pretty sure it's an ETB. I don't think it's a cast. I have to double check, but basically just trying to get that trigger every turn so that people stop firing removal at my stuff, because I play my things so that I can use them, not because I want them immediately killed. All right, let's do a little check on our mana. There's a Fire Slinger. Let's see, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana. Okay, we can do some things with that. Our commander is still the maximum. Tectonic Giant is totally worth shooting. But if we do that, then Nath can come in. I don't know. Probably let the Tectonic Giant go, because I really don't want Nath in play. So, that being the case, let's, I think, get the Revel in Riches. Do this. There's a colorless. Oh, we can totally Whip of Erebos something if we want to. Whip of Erebos on Grave Titan just makes a lot of zombies, and that's kind of cool, right? I think I like that, because, yeah, that'll give us 4 zombies to work with, and that's something. That's something. Yeah, let's whip the Grave Titan. No, whipping Twilight Prophet doesn't do that much. Yeah, let's do it. Believe this is an exile. Yeah, it's an exile. Makes me sad. Grave Titan into play. Is this opponents only or any creature? Whenever a creature an opponent controls. Roger. Grave Titan in, make some zombies, go to combat. Oh, funny story. I think with Deathbringer Thoctor and Zagras, I'm pretty sure that you, as soon as you get a counter on there, you just wipe the board. One-sided wipe the board. Shoot everything. Shoot one, get another counter on it. Seems pretty good. Oh no, opponent's going to bedevil our whip. Oh, the lifelink. I was so excited about the lifelink. Well, I was going to tack into the other one, but now that that's the case, they can have this Grave Titan. Grave Titan going on the attack, going to make 2 more zombies. And I think we'll pass after all that. Sam was going to attack Nath, but shot my thing. Anyway, yeah. So the deck that Spite is building is Azor the Lawbringer, so that people stop shooting my stuff. We'll see how that goes. There may be a video on that at some point, but I've got a bunch of things filmed right now. I just gotta get the time to edit them. So kind of got a logjam going. There's the Heliod's intervention that we talked about. Okay, well, might as well get it out of the way now. We've still got a couple cool enchantments left. Is it worth a single treasure? Not really. I want to keep this up. Again, trying to keep them off Nath, because, you know, they're playing like discard tribal essentially. I don't want to give them any additional. I don't want to allow them to like set up their pieces. Maybe at the end step, you know, we'll see which is the which is the best target for the giant, or for the Ix-Splitter, excuse me. Oh my god. Tectonic Giant going on the attack. They're going to go for the 3 damage to each opponent. Yeah, not looking for the cards, surprisingly. Pretty good. It's thinking pound out damage in a hurry. Also makes me sad about the lifelink. We still have a few more instances of lifelink, though, but that's probably one of the best ones, because it's team lifelink. Surprisingly, they didn't hit any of our mana rocks, which is also nice. We can keep our mana production nice and high. We'll need to figure out our next land drop somehow. Ruined Servitor. When it dies, each player draws a card. Weird. It's weird that there's like draw and discard in this deck. Maybe they're trying to pump the hand up so they can make you discard more. Maybe that's the plan. Otherworld Atlas. There's one you don't see much of. Puts a counter on it. No Sharpshooter Goblin in the deck. I put this together pretty quickly. Like, I just looked at a quick list of some of the pingers. So I didn't go through like every single pinger. There's about 10 pingers in here. So it's not like there's probably, 15, 20 of them if you bring in every single one. I wanted to keep it a little bit good stuff too, just so that I would still compete and have other things to do beside ping. Here comes Negan. Let's see what they go after. What is fun is that, like, if they do this and they go after our thing right here, we can just shoot it. Shoot it in response. Yeah, they're choosing us. Okay. Turn off auto yields. Shoot it in response. What does Sharpshooter do again? Someone remind me. Is that the one? Does it untap when it kills something? Because if it does that, yeah, that'd be pretty good. All right, we got to choose a creature. I think we're just going to go... I mean, they have to be choosing the X-Splitter, right? Like, there's no way they're not choosing the X-Splitter. No, they chose a zombie. They got us. The mind games. The mind games. Oh, wait, it doesn't have Death Touch yet. Oh, crap. Yeah, well, mess that up. Okay. Whoops, 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 whoops. Punt. We do, in fact, need our commander in play for all that to work, which I totally forgot about. Liliana's Triumph. Ugh, really? Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Yep, sacrifices a zombie. Losing all of our zombies. If you control a Liliana Planeswalker, each player also discards a card. Thankfully, they do not. I mean, once it's in play, it's generally safer in play until they try to blink it at the very least, but... Oh, yeah. All right, opponent getting more treasure. That's the problem. The problem is it makes mana. It's not that it kills stuff. It's that it keeps making mana. Yeah. Target acquired, I guess. That Vandal Blast, though. I don't always run Vandal Blast. I don't run it in Boros because I have Austere Command. Sometimes I have Hour of Revelation. I don't use it in every deck, but also like Sinew and Steel is fine. But yeah, for this situation where you don't have access to those, that Vandal Blast was huge. Brings back to our turn. There's a Gilded Lotus. Does untap on creature dying? Yeah. We'll definitely have to add a Goblin Sharpshooter to the deck. That being the case. And with that being the case, you probably also want, like, what is it, Goblin Recruiter, Dockside Extortionist, maybe a Kiki, just because they're just good. Like, just having all of them. It's just a good place to be. So, probably get the Gilded Lotus. Try to get the mana going. Do we just get our commander? Yeah, let's get our commander. We can unearth the thing. Start doing stuff with that. We can do that next turn. Yeah, let's get our commander in right here. Hopefully it sticks. Opponents are a little bit lower on cards. Negan's already in play, which is good. We'll have 1 mana left. Yeah, that seems fine. What's this one do? Dies, draws a card. Send that there, send this into Chaotix, and do we tap out? It has Death Touch, we'll leave 1 blocker. Seems like a good place to be. Brash Taunter in this list? It is not. Probably could be. Probably could be. Does that one hit creatures, or is it just players? I have to look at the text again. Again, I put it together like pretty quickly. I just wanted to like get something together, kind of get the stream going. Spent a little bit too much time tinkering with some other stuff along the way. I have not yet played Kelson the Plague yet, or however that's pronounced and or spelled. Ooh, Rakdos Charm. Can exile a graveyard if need be, destroy an artifact. Fire Slinger is 2. We only have 1. Oh, it's a wizard. Yep. Yeah, good call. Party. The party mechanic. Whoops. What up, Doc? Yeah, I need to try out the Kelsian deck. People have been telling me about it. There's the Austere Command artifact. Artifacts. Creatures 4 or greater. That's going to be our guy. We'll be left with a zombie. This is the kind of game. Yeah, this is the type of game where you want to make all your land drops just because nothing's staying on the board. So, return it to the command zone. Yep. At least all the treasures are down. They'll have a bear of a time trying to recast their commander. So, that is something. That is something. This turn we're probably looking at like the odds maker. Seems like it's going to be pretty good. And then, I don't know, we'll just kind of feel out the rest of it. The mana is gone. Need to find Cabal Coffers. Screeching Buzzard. Dies each opponent discards a card. No thanks. Corpse Traders. Sacrifice it. Target opponent reveals their hand. Choose a card from it. That player discards that card only at sorcery speed. Champ says nevermore naming Negan the Cold-Blooded. Yeah, that's a great way to go about that. I've also been thinking a lot about Hushbringer lately since everyone seems to want to play Negan. Although I guess the problem is that like when they're playing Negan, they also have other removals. So I don't know how long Hushbringer is going to be long to stay on the battlefield, but Torpor Orb maybe. Not in this game though. This game, the removal. The removal. Yep, Negan coming back. Zombie? We going for a zombie? We're going to go for chaotic stuff. Yeah, going for chaotic stuff. Well, I'd prefer to not discard. I would love to not do that. That would be great. Oh, looks like we're discarding. I kind of want these cards. This is a one-sided board wipe. This can be a one-sided board wipe. Fire Slinger is cheap, so I'll probably keep that one. Probably going to need this Rakdos Charm at some point. I think I can live without the Dagger Caster, is my feeling in this moment. This would require our commander to be in play, and it just seems unlikely, given the state of things. Yeah, and see, there's 2 treasure tokens, so, like, if they don't spend them, they can just cast their commander again next turn. It's so frustrating. Let's see what we draw. Kind of looking for a land this turn. There's a land. All right, play the Swamp. Play the Azra Oddsmaker. Can have 4 mana left after this. See what kind of choices we can make. That's a warrior. That's a zombie. Go to combat. Use the trigger. Discard a card, you say. What are we discarding? Is Fire Slinger good enough? It's something we can cast, which is cool, but... Do we need a Hero's Downfall, even? Nothing stays in play. Honestly, I think I can part with... I think I can part with a hero's downfall. Maybe we should go the other way. But I don't know. Choose the zombie. Attack with the zombie. Hit chaotics. Negan pays his taxes. A plot twist no one expects. Thanks, champ. Zombie hits. We get to draw 2 cards. Phyrexian Arena is exactly the card we want right now. Hopefully it sticks, but, you know. More card draw is the answer in this moment. I don't think there's a way to recycle our graveyard at all, which would be super ideal because we lost a lot of our big stuff. We could go like Command the Dreadhorde and get a bunch of things that way and like potentially spend a lot of life. Let's do a little check to see on our opponent's graveyards. There's a Grave Titan of their own. Chupacabra, Mangara, Gadrock. Should put Glacial Chasm in here for the Command the Dreadhorde trick. Hackdo's coming into play. Cavalier, oh yeah, they have beautiful stuff in their graveyard. Brave the Sands, yep. Oddsmaker with Double Strike, yeah. Oddsmaker with Double Strike looks fantastic. I need to make... someone had that Mardu combat deck. It was the Partners deck that looked really cool. I'd like to do my own take on that at some point. I don't know when I'll find time, but it looked really cool. It's pretty exciting to watch. This makes sense with... what's that card? The Mutate one. Mardu. Name will come to me. Snapdax. Oop, that's a Sanctum for opponent. What? No idea what Chaotix is up to. It's like draw, discard. I don't know. What was the number on this? The number on this is 3. Yeah, we can block. Probably keeps it from coming our direction, hopefully. Also, I think the Stinger is 3. Unfortunately, Unearth is at sorcery speed, but if opponent decides that we are the threat for some reason, then we can ping it down. Nath into play. Don't love that. Also mentioning Bone Miser and Waste Not. As far as the discard, that's a Revel in Riches. That probably needs to get answered. That's a Crackling Doom. Well, we're going to lose the Odds Maker. But opponent's going to lose Hackdo. Ooh, that's a bunch of treasures. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. Green Shrine is mana? Yeah, let's give this the old read. At the beginning of your pre-combat made phase, add X mana of any one color where X is the number of shrines, currently 1. Seven treasure tokens. This is at the beginning of your upkeep. Yeah, that's scary. Like, is Chaos Warp still in here? Hopefully Chaos Warp's still in here. No Chaos Warp, so anything we do would have to be of the, like, we need to win the game or kill them variety. Looks like Sean took a hit from Negan right there. That's an Overseer of the Damned. Cool card, but a little pricey. We have exactly 7 mana, so that would be our entire turn. Doesn't solve the treasure problem. And then they like just burn all the treasures and like recast it and kill our thing. Ugh, man. Yeah, this is what it's like facing Negan. Let's see what we can demonic tutor for. Take a peek at the deck list. Rise of the Dark Realms is gone. Great Betrayal is a card. Vicious Shadows is a card. Oh, maybe we just go Vicious. Oh, we don't have the mana for Vicious Shadows. Not to do it all in one turn anyway. Ooh. Ink Eyes is a card. Ink Eyes is a real card. We have exactly 7 mana? Yeah, now we're talking. This is only opponents, right? Whenever an opponent sacrifices a creature. Perfect. So, Demonic Tutor, Ink Eyes, swing with Ink Eye, swing with the zombie. Hope there's no, like, instant speed shenanigans over there. Actually, are there any other creatures that, like, also help the situation? There's an Iroas, there's a Tajik. Angelic Arbiter. Cool card. Not going to solve the problem, though. Oh, they have a Cavalier. Ooh, they have a Cavalier in there. So we could go like Cavalier, shoot the Revel in Riches. Yeah, I'm on board for this. Let's go. Demonic Tutor. Get. Where is it? Where is it? Ink Eyes. Swing with the zombie. I bet he does not see this play coming. Oh, we could have also went Cabal Coffers right there and just like got a bunch of mana, but we need to deal with stuff. Declare blockers. It has not been blocked. Let's Najitsu this token. Token gets returned. Surprise! It's an Ink Eyes. Ink Eyes hits and triggers. I think Cavalier is probably the safest play. Oh, yeah, because if Cavalier dies, we also get something back from our own. So let's get Cavalier, since it's probably going to get shot by something. As much as I really want that Shieldred. Hopefully everything survives and we can try Shieldred again next turn, but, you know, doesn't seem likely at this point. Shoot the Revel in Riches. That was a decent turn. I feel pretty good about that. Return target artifact or enchantment if it dies. Let's start planning what that could be. Crucible of Worlds is a very good card. We need to make some land drops. Hedron Archive, Gilded Lotus are okay. Rakdos thingy. There's a Dockside Extortionist. Yeah, there's a lot of treasures in play. So when you play a Dockside Extortionist, and if someone else has treasures, you have to go through that line of thought of, do you sacrifice the treasures in response? And they did not right here. There's 10 mana for Sean. He can make some plays. See if he's got big stuff left in his deck. He does have an Aurelia in the graveyard, and that seems... Ooh. It would take a minute. Like, it would take us 2 turns, but if we had Aurelia and Ink Eyes, I need to make this Mardu combat deck. There's so many cool, like, things that... Mardu things, like black creatures that really like Double Strike. Put it on the to-do list. Marionette Master, Master Draft Superstar. Yeah. That's a very good car. Denjitsu Swoosh. Ooh, that's a Sun Titan. You want a card's pretty good? Sun Titan. They have many options. What are they going for? Wouldn't be surprised to see a land. But could be anything. Yeah, going for a land. Gonna get a Flamekin Village. Yeah, that's land, and that's the ability to give things haste. When you get into like these control fests like this, if you can slam a creature and give it haste, that's a pretty big deal. Neheb is down. I repeat, Neheb is down. Yeah, that's a good card. We should probably think about doing something about that. We've got this Overseer of the Damned. Sun Titan's also a pretty attractive target also. Ooh, that's a Bastion Protector. Those are nice. 0 red mana. That's good news. Hasty Titans. Hasty Titans are very good. Let's see what KO's got. He's low on cards. Got a Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Can loot if he wants to. I miss all of our mana production because, you know, Kalitas and Overseer. That's all fun stuff, right? Gets himself some mana. This thing needs to be unblocked. Probably going to be pretty tough, actually, to get back into Negan with it. Actually, I don't know. Ooh. Davriel. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has one or fewer cards in hand, deals 2 damage to them. Yep. And they're going to make someone discard. That's going to be Banana. I'm glad we're all on board here. And let's see what else he's got. Ooh, Finale of Devastation X5. A lot of good things this could be. Seedborn Muse, Acidic Slime. What else? Burglar Rat. Oh, man, got to discard. You know, Fire Slinger is nice because it's cheap, but what do we got? We're on 7 mana. Discard the Fire Slinger. With all the mana going down, I think it's going to be tough to get our commander, but it's so good, though. Potential infinite combats. Let's see. Do they have an aggravated assault in the graveyard? Subterranean, tectonic. Ooh, opponent's getting hit with the trigger right there. Down to 16. Nice. The scroll wheel on this mouse is really weird, and it's difficult to scroll sometimes. Oh, come on. There's a Blood Moon in there. That's a real Magic card. War's Toll. They can't get that with Sun Titan. You know, it's not that they don't have infinite combats. Don't see it in their graveyard. They're down to 0 cards in hand. Not saying that like any of that is fine, but you know, they could draw it. Any number of things could happen, but yeah. Neheb's down there. Brings back to our turn. Phyrexian Arena trigger. Ooh. 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 Okay. Command the Dreadhorde. What's in our own graveyard? Mostly pingers, probably. Oh, the scrolling on this mouse. Twilight Prophet is a cool card. I would probably bring back a Twilight Prophet. This might be worth it because it's only 2 life. What does Sean have? Sean's got an Aurelia. Aurelia plus Ink Eyes seems really good. Can we get Lifelink anywhere? There's also an Angelic Arbiter in there. Ooh. Angelic Arbiter is pretty nice. That one's pretty good. Tectonic Giant is pretty good. KO's creatures are all about discarding. Not terribly interested in those. Let's see what's over here. Gadrock? Meh. Mangara? Kind of cool. That Mangara is lifelink. Machiko? Eh. There's an It that betrays. I'm not paying 12 life for it, though. If that seems a little pricey. Shieldred, so probably like Shield... Oh, God, there's going to be so much life. Shieldred, Butcher... How much life do we put into this thing? There is a combat deck over there, and they're looking a little frisky. You know, it probably makes sense to get the Chupacabra to shoot at least Sun Titan or Naheb. I guess the other thing we could do... We could think about getting one thing back with Ink Eyes. Let's start... Oh, we start choosing the targets. Okay. Twilight Prophet. Ooh, Iroas. Let's get an Iroas. That's going to help with our Ninjutsu. Aurelia. Oh, that's 14. That's a lot. Oh, we should be careful. If we kill Negan, we're going to lose all this stuff. That is a thing. 21? Do we let her life go that low? I don't think so. I'm going to get this Ravenous Chupacabra. That's 18. Trample, you say? Trample's actually kind of a big deal, I think. Yeah, let's actually get the Trample. I think the Trample makes sense here. That's 21. Ooh, okay, here we go. Gonna feel this. Ravenous Chupacabra. Shoot us on Titan. Go to combat. Let's see. Let's swing into... No, yeah, if we kill them, then their stuff won't help us that much. Is this life loss? And you gain X life. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a thing that we want. Swing into Sean. No, swing into Sean with the Ninjutsu guy. These two over to Banana. Anything else with haste? Nothing else with haste. We got Iroas, right? Yeah, we got Iroas. Untaps Aurelia trigger. Get the White Planeswalker in the Boros deck. Oh. Does that get Planeswalkers? Does Command Dreadhorde get Planeswalkers? It does get Planeswalkers. That wouldn't be into play, though, by the time... We'd still lose the life. It needs to be in play before we cast it. Opponent going to double block. Yeah, Command the Dreadhorde cost a lot of life, which is why I really wanted that whip to stick around earlier, because if we are getting some life back with that, it helps a lot when you're doing this kind of stuff. We trample over. How much damage is on that? 3 damage on it, so... Ooh, they can actually soak up all of our Ink Eyes damage. But they would lose Naheb in the process. That might be worth it. Or do we take like we should probably kill Banana. I don't think letting Banana survive is a good idea. Ooh, we're coming up short on damage just because we don't have haste. on our stuff. I did think about anger in this deck. I'm like, maybe this deck needs an anger. Probably need to put anger into the deck. Let's go. What's that? That's 3. That's 7. That's 12. He survives at 1. Ugh. Don't have the mana to do that. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Everything at banana. Yeah, there are definitely ways to get around the life loss on Command the Dreadhorde. One of the ones I've seen is Glacial Chasm, but there's other issues with that because he can't attack. But yeah, the White Planeswalker does it. Platinum Empyrean does it. Things that don't let your life total change do it. It is damage, so anything that prevents damage. How about this? Our type of aggression doing some work for us. After all the shade I threw at it earlier. Ink Eyes. Trigger. Opponent survives at 1. A lot of things could be good here. But I mean, I think it's just got to be shielded, right? It's shielded. Use the ability. 1 mana left. Pass like that. Pass like that. COP Black. COP Black would do it. What's the original trick? You use Lord of the Pit with COP Black. I had that deck for a little period of time. It wasn't that good. You can also put Lifelink on Lord of the Pit, and you'll just gain the life right back. Vampiric Link is the card. Davriel trigger on opponent. Yep. 1 card in hand. Things are looking pretty good for us. Opponents are very low on cards. That's kind of the key here. Our life total is low, though, so, one big play. One big play could turn it all around on us, and that would be not the best. Neheb into Negan. That'll do a couple good things. That'll make us lose some of the creatures we stole from them, including the Shieldred. So I can support that play. Also, it's Negan, and they too are also annoying. So down they go. Somehow they get 0 red mana. I don't think that's correct. Nope, there it is. It showed a 0, but they still get 4. So yeah, I've seen Negan like 4 times in the last like 4 or 5 games that I've played. It's the arch enemy every time. Like, it's been that kind of commander. It's not been super enjoyable to play against, especially if you like creatures. If you're doing other stuff, if you're like more of a spell-based... Oh, Star of Extinction, really? That's what we're doing? Okay. Well, that's a pretty big draw for opponent. We now have very low life. Could die to our own Phyrexian Arena. It's all possible. This has lifelink, so we'll probably want to get that into play. Nice play by Sean, though. But yeah, Aurelia Ink Eyes. What is up? That was cool. Any changes that I would make to Edgar with things like Veto and the new Drana? The new Drana is really good. Definitely add the new Drana. I would need to look through all the other stuff. Oh man, there's been so many cards this year. It's just like hard to remember what's even coming out. I'm sure there's definitely a few cool new vampires that are worth running. It also depends on what you want to be doing in your Edgar deck too, because you can go for like the really low to the ground thing, but from what I'm seeing now, even like the fastest builds of Edgar, you're still probably talking about like turn 6 or 7 being like the fastest clock that I've really seen. So that being the case, I'm going to discard this Chain Whirler. I don't think we're getting our commander back. Opponent's going to get an elf. Oh, maybe we should have kept the Chain Whirler. Whoops. Yeah, that's a concern. But yeah, even, like the fastest possible Edgar deck is still turn 6, turn 7. That assumes no removal. So I think you want to be on more of a mid-range plan with Edgar Markov now, or some like combo-based plan if you're doing stuff with like Cloudstone Curio. That kind of thing. I think just trying to cough out as many 1/1s as possible. It's not as good as it used to be. A lot of fast mana now. People just kind of ramp past you, and it's not the deck that it used to be. But yeah, some of the new vampires, I'm sure, are very cool with Edgar. Hey, we still have an Iroas, though, and that's cool. All about that life. Oh no, why don't we get... Did it exiled him? We didn't get the trigger on Crucible of Worlds. I was hoping to get the Crucible of Worlds trigger. Or the Cavalier Dawn trigger to get back Crucible of Worlds, is what I mean. 1,000-year elixir Basilisk Collar. That's fun. That's fun. Play the Mountain. I know we've got a pinger. We got an unearth guy in there that we can get out if we want. Probably want something with a little bit more meat to it. How much mana do we actually have? That's 5, 6, 7. Exactly enough to do this. Let's do this. Overseer of the Damned. Really cool card. Doesn't see enough play because it's a little bit expensive. But shoot this creature. Get ourselves a 2/2 zombie. Two with Menace, because of the Iroas. Yeah, pass like that. Still feeling good. We have a lot more cards than our opponents, but if they gang up on us, our life total is still low. Next turn, probably thinking about Basilisk Collar on here. Get that life back. I think that's a good place to be. Champ mentions fastest Edgar is probably Razaketh into A and B combo, but that's more of a CDH thing. Yeah, you don't. That's a combo deck, and it's just like you don't need Edgar Markov to really do that. You can use any Mardu commanders. So, when you're thinking about like building around Edgar in some way, then yeah. You once put lifelink on Rurik? Yeah, that's a really good time, by the way. Your opponents die quickly, and you have all the life, is how that goes. Ooh, that's a Nezumi Short Fang. Fun. Haktos back into play, by the way. Short Fang coming in. What's the number on this? 2. Oh, we gotta be careful of that. That can potentially be a problem for us. Okay, we need a couple... we're not going to have enough mana to do this. When this creature mutates, each opponent discards a card. Blah. I think we can live without this Rakdos Charm. How much toughness does this have? That has 1 toughness. Starting to think about this Deathbringer Thoctor a little bit, but we also need to get the life link going because of Haktos. Will we say 2? Oh, yeah, we're bringing that Stinger guy back. Where's he at? That's definitely what's happening. So I'm thinking Stinger and Basilisk Collar is where we want to be. That's got Menace. That's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. Oy. Can't block. Down to 3. Getting down there. And this is going to be 2. Phyrexian Arena. Hope there's no shock in opponent's deck or in their hand, but they are cardless. Oh, that's a Sangromancer. Wow, that's huge. We could go... No, we don't have the life for Toxic Deluge. Okay. It's not going to be Deluge, but we do have a Sangromancer, and Sangromancer is very cool. What gains us more life? We could go Stinger, shoot that. That gains us 3 life. And I think that's probably all our mana. How much is the Stinger? 2 to unearth. We have 7 mana total, I think. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. That would leave us 1 mana. Not enough to lifelink that. So this, going for the Basilisk Collar is more overall lifelink. Well, let's see. Oh, opponent might make us discard too. That's whenever an opponent discards. Okay. So, I think we need to go Stinger first. It's like not mess that up. We have to go for the collar, I think. If we shoot that, that'll be 3. Oh, I know what we do. We go... Okay, I've got it. Yeah, we go Sangromancer. Wait, is this players? Tell me this one's only players. Oh, any target. Oh, it's 3. Uh-oh. We just died. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Crap. Yeah, that's unblockable. We're going to die. I messed it up. We needed to go Basilisk Collar. Well, we can shoot the Short Fang. Yeah, shoot the Short Fang. Hopefully something else happens that... The Unearth is 2. The actual CMC is 3. I got confused. Sangromancer trigger, zombie trigger. We need to get more things to die somehow. We gain 3 life. Back up to 5. Not enough to survive this Haktos. Protection is 2. We do not have 2 drops. Blah. Well, try the Basilisk Collar. Hope something wacky happens and hope we survive. That's all we can do. That is all we can do. Exile the thingy. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of this deck. It's supposed to be... What's supposed to happen is your stuff is not supposed to get blown up every single turn that you play it. And once you do that, you can have some of these pingers with your commander. And then you have things like Sangromancer, things like Overseer of the Damned. This gains you life. This makes you more 2/2s. Oh, Toxic for 1? Crap, yeah, you're right. Toxic for 1 would have fixed the problem. Though we needed to... Yeah, Sangromancer Toxic for 1. That would have been correct. Blah. Down we go. Yep, punts. Oh, I was feeling so good too. But yeah, board wipe after Command the Dread Horde. Not where you want to be. Not where you want to be. The story there is just really the removal. If Whip stayed in play for a couple turns and even getting, 5 or 10 more life would have been super helpful. Not making a mistake at the end would have been super helpful. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play another one after this. I'm going to start setting that up while these guys slowly kill each other. I'm going to be in Patreon chat and see who wants to play the next game. Sangromancer Toxic for 1 would have been, I think, the ideal play. Because then we would have gained, I think, 9 life, I think. That's a 1-1. There was another 1-1. That's a 1-1. Would have been 3. Would have been good. Would have been good. By the way, now that we're here, I did get the super chat function working. So if you guys want to use the super chat, feel free to do so. And it'll make your comment all highlighted and colorful and all that fun stuff. And I may even read it in an interesting voice. Let's see. Opponent's going 4-4 into Haktos. Yeah. Tough spot. I think both decks are sort of up to what are they going to draw. Haktos has the ability to pressure more so than the other two. Ooh, it's also got... Brave the Sands is pretty good in this moment. So he can attack and he can block 2 things. Yeah, that's going to be tough for KO. So he's really just on the menace plan at this moment. But if he can find a way to get Haktos out of play, maybe get rid of that. Ooh, that's a Thaumatic Compass. Okay. Advantage Sean. I think Haktos is in the lead now. What I would personally do is probably activate this Thaumatic Compass before it flips. Since life total's high, he's going to activate Mistveiled Plains. Didn't see what went back to the bottom. DJ asking about streaming more in the new computer. Yeah, no, it wasn't Zombie Caller. It's actually Milk and Cheese Sean, who's piloting the Rakdos deck today, who was kind enough to donate me the machine that I'm streaming off of currently. So, yeah, super awesome of Sean. Everyone say thank you to him. Nath Trigger. No cards in hand, though. What do you guys feel like I should play next? I'm thinking about some Akiri, but of decks that I have built and ready to go. Any requests for the next game? Trying to figure out who's in the next game. Looks like we've got some people lined up. Yep, Chaotic's trying to go on the attack, but Thaumatic Compass Spire is gonna stop that. Oh, that's a Sunbird's Invocation. That's how you win a game. Now he just needs a spell. Find a spell and cast it. Swinging with the Haktos. Yeah, this is like a pretty good situation for Haktos. Not a lot left. No creatures that can block it. Oh, Brave the Sands went down somewhere, though. What did KO play? We're trying to get the next game lined up. Croson Grip. I believe he played a Croson Grip. Revamp Edgar and I don't. I'm not going through Edgar right now. My Edgar deck needs a lot of work. Red, blue, white combat Jeskai. I don't know if I have a great Jeskai combat at the moment. I have that like old Sunforger deck, and like, it's fine. Would need a lot of updating. Size down Perverter of Truth. I don't have that. Xerus. I'm a little sick of Xerus, actually. Been playing. I played Xerus every week for the last like month or so. People have been sending me a lot of Xerus lists, and it's fine, but it's really strong. Like, it's one of those commanders where it's like I play Xerus, and I feel like my opponents don't really have a chance all that much. One for Winota. My Winota is a CEDH build, probably a bit too far. I could say I have that other one, but even that's also pretty far up the like this commander's really OP scale. Yargle, I don't have a Yargle deck. Thought about doing one at some point, just never got around to it. I do have a Nethroi deck somewhere. Nethroi is also pretty strong. See, Hacto's going back in. So now they're just trading punches with each other, but KO on 18 commanders, so only one hit left. 2 cards in hand for Sean. Oh, you want what the Nethroi deck was? It was the who was it? Yumori. It was the Nethroi Yumori deck, and now Yumori, the companion function has changed a lot. The Goad deck did not get a good showing the other day. It did not. Maybe we're going on that. Oh, hey, now that's a Morog. Morog into Sunbirds. This should be pretty good. 6 cards, 6 CMC or less. I stand by my assertions that an unanswered Sunbird's invocation will win the game just about every time. Into a Leyline Tyrant. Yep, that one's also pretty good. Any chance to see the Chaos flip a coin deck? I'm just not feeling it. Maybe someday. Not today, though. Speaking of Morog, yeah, we could play the Morog deck. That's a thing that we could do. Maybe we'll do that. Let me see what our opponents... Let me see what... I'm lining up opponents for this game. Let me see what they're bringing. That's sort of a big question here. Vampiric Tutor. All right, I think it's decided. I think we're going to play the Goad deck. Spider Tribal. Oh, I would love to play more Spider Tribal. What's my weirdest deck? Oh, weird decks we got. What's the Tribal Commander Tribal? That's all the it's all the Tribal Lords and General Tazri, and then you go find Mirror Entity to make all of your creatures, all creature types. That is 100% my weirdest deck. Marisi does not get enough love. I think I'm going to go for Zach Ryan's Goad deck. I think we got some creature decks showing up this time. I tried to film with it yesterday, and people brought the non-creature decks, which was kind of a bad time. Oh, KO making a play over here. What? Coat of Arms into play. All this stuff's huge. Here he comes. Here he comes. 8/8 elves. He's going to untap one. Does he have enough? Does he? There's 2 blockers over there. Needs to get 2 creatures through. That one's only a 2/3. That one's Menace. I don't think... how many tokens are in there? That's 3 tokens? Why is he double blocking? That doesn't seem right. Down he goes! I think he miscalculated his blocks, because if he blocks 2 of those, then 8 gets through, then 2... No, did he still have Xaxes? I think he still had Xaxes. Wow. What a play by KO. Oh, my. Oh, my. Good game, KO. All right, I'm going to fire up this next game. We do need to change our deck. That is the thing that we need to do. Oh, what's it called? It's called Grenzo. Locating the Grenzo. GR. Grenzo, where are you? This is the one. Got to do this. I have so many decks on Magic Online that, like, when you go to the deck choosing screen, I literally can't. Like, the slider doesn't move the right way because there's too many. All right, that is up. Go tell people to join the game. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. Let's do this. How's this opening hand? It's interesting. It is interesting. I don't think it's keepable. I don't think it's keepable, though. If we could, like, if we had a creature to crew that, I might risk it, but let's mulligan that. Land Smuggler's Copter? Yeah, I feel fine with that. I played this deck yesterday and kind of got stuck on lands a bit, so we'll keep right here. Halfdane. Nice. Got a Halfdane in the room. I tried building this deck once, and then it's kind of like last game where no one brought creatures and nothing survived. So typically, if you're playing Halfdane, you go clone tribal, and that's super exciting. But if people don't have creatures for you to clone, then it's a bad time. Go for the greedy keep? No, we're not going for the greedy keep. This, yeah. I got stuck with this deck yesterday. I don't feel like getting stuck with it again. I'm a red deck, YOLO? Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, man. Soul Ring coming into play for the Jorkadine. Ooh, Plague Mirror. So they're 1 artifact off of Metalcraft and very close to casting their commander. All seems bad. I guess the plan will be to get Grenzo ASAP, and this one can't be blocked. Yeah, that one's flying. Okay. Try to goad Jorkadine as much as possible, because, yeah. There's a Mask of Memory. Cool. Play a mountain. Play this 1-drop. Who's getting poked? Tabarax is getting poked. Take that. Take one. Ah. Nice. What are we doing next turn? We got some choice on 2 drops. We go Grenzo and Goat or Exile. Don't know if that's the best. We could go Mask of Memory, but we won't be able to equip. Or maybe Copter. Maybe we go for the Copter. So anyway, yes, we are playing Grenzo Havoc Razor red for a 2/2. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, choose one. Go to creature they control or exile the top card of that player's library. Grenzo is super disruptive, especially in the early game. The problem with this deck is usually sustaining your way into the late game. Hopefully this Mask of Memory and the Smuggler's Copter will do some work for us in that regard, but we'll see how it goes. Opponent gets themselves a Batterskull. That's pretty good. Ooh, that's a Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice has the ability to shoot like every creature in our deck, which is not great. Ooh, a Phoenix. Sweet. Play the Mountain. Do we want the Mask is better draw because you draw 2 and then discard? Maybe we go that way. We could go Grenzo this turn and then Mask next turn, and they won't see the Mask coming. I feel good about that. Let's go. We can poke someone with a 1/1. We'll poke Jank because he's got a Fire and Ice, and that seems bad. Also, he's got an Ancient Tomb, so, like, you know, turn 1 Ancient Tomb will burn a ton of your life. Let's assist him in that matter by also hitting him with this Grenzo. Exile the top card. Come on, Mana Crypt. It's Swiftfoot Boots. Well, those are good to hit. Now they don't have boots. Someone says, in my meta, we have this weird unwritten rule where we punish turn 1 Soul Ring. I am so traumatized by Soul Ring that I tend not to play it before turn 3. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Oh, it's a Feast and Famine? Oh, God, they have the mana for it? Oh, this is bad. Yep. This is why you punish the turn 1 Soul Ring, because this is all bad news. Ooh. Going into the Tabarax, and the lifelink guy into us. We'll take the lifelink guy. At least we're not getting hit with the Feast and Famine, but this is a lot of mana. Yep. This is what turn 1 Soul Ring does. Opponent untaps Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, rock and roll. Get the next best equipment. I don't think it's Sunforger time yet, but they could set up for the long term. Going for Skull Clamp, yeah, in case things start dying. Why not? Skull Clamp into play. Where's that Vandal Blast from last game? We need that. There's an Armillary Sphere, potentially helpful. Play a Mountain. Play Mask of Memory. I'm going to put the Mask on the 10th Street Dodger. Grenzo's more likely to get shot, and the Dodger we can make unblockable, which will probably be meaningful somewhere. Grenzo back into Jenkinstein, and this thing into Kithron. Pray for Mana Crypt off the top. There's 3 triggers. Mask of Memory. 2 more lands. Well, glad we're looting through that. We hit a Shadowborn Apostle. Nice. Can't cast it. And we hit a land from Jenkinstein. Pass like that. This game is turned for the worst really quickly. All right, so I'm going to go on my little spiel about fast mana. As much as I would like to ban fast mana, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox, Mana Vault, the problem is that you still have all the green stuff, and then like green's ability to ramp on turn 1 far exceeds every other color by a really large amount. So like, you know, it wouldn't exist in this vacuum of like, oh, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt are gone. You can just be happy and like no one will ever play Unfair Magic again. No, there's, you know, people will load up on the Mana Dorks and that'll be a thing. And yeah, it's sort of complicated. Burgeoning and exploration can be pretty problematic. And people say like, oh, but you need lands. Like, yeah, that's not that hard to do. Like, you keep a hand with burgeoning and 3 lands and you're going to get ahead. And then if you can back it up with some card draw, it's also very, very good. So yeah, it's complicated. I don't like what fast mana does to the game. Like, fast mana as a concept basically just makes it so it takes away the time, mana, and card draw to be able to interact with what opponents are doing. Like, it turns the game from interactive to not interactive. Like, we can't interact with all this stuff they have going on the 3 mana that we have right now and these cards in hand. I get it, we're a red deck, and this red deck is not like a removal heavy deck by any sense, but even if we were playing like, you know, some sort of control deck, like even the last deck we were playing, which is a creature control kind of deck, we still wouldn't be able to like make any meaningful impact on the board against what they're doing at this point in time. So yeah, that's my spiel on fast mana. It's, you know, as a concept, it causes problems, but banning 1 or 2 cards doesn't solve fast mana as a concept as a problem. Kind of tricky. Let's see what opponents got. Board wipe would not be terrible. Tragic Arrogance is a step in the right direction. We probably lose Grenzo. I think that's worth attaboy. Is this you choose and then the rest get sacrificed? I forget what the wording is. For each player, choose each permanent type. That player sacrifices all other non-land permanents they control. So we're going to keep Grenzo. We're going to lose the unblockable guy. Well, that did a lot to clear out opponent's board state. Thank God. That was pretty scary. They've only got this Plague Mirror left. Fantastic. We've got a Grenzo. Excellent. Play... Tabrax is in play. It does have flying. Play this Mountain. We've got choices here. The early game for this deck is tricky. Like, you have a lot of choices about, like, things to do cheaply and figuring out the best thing to do. Not always the easiest. We probably want to get the Mask equipped and just keep drawing. Yeah, let's do that. Bright New Era, piloting Jorkadine, by the way. And we're going to take a little poke their way. I don't normally swing into open mana like this, but they're at 48 and just terrorize the board for several turns, so they deserve this. We hit with Grenzo, Mask of Memory triggers. Oh, maybe we can steal a sword off top. Won't be a Feast and Famine, but yeah, let's... I'm not going to go with that creature. I'm going to go for the Exile right here. It's a Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that's interesting. They're down to 3. They're down to 3. They want us to Wheel of Fortune. No, we're good. We're good on that, but now they don't have it, and that's actually a pretty big deal. We need to draw. We're going to draw and discard. Ooh, a Bloodthirsty Blade. Zach Ryan and this Bloodthirsty Blade. So good. When Tabrax gets pumped up here in a minute, which I'm sure it will, it's going to matter. It's going to matter. What are we doing with our 3 mana? Awkward in that we have a whole bunch of things that cost 2, so we're gonna have to be mana efficient. And we can go for the Bloodthirsty. Yeah, let's get the Bloodthirsty Blade. Why not? Makes the most sense mana wise right here. Play the Bloodthirsty Blade. Put it on this Tabrax. Tabrax is everyone else's problem now. Oh, good. Good times. Mask of Memory's so good. Yeah. I was playing Ephemia the other day. Mono black, 2 mana flying. Oh, Fleshbag Marauder. Sadness. Sadness. But I was playing Ephemia, and like, sure, you're mono black. I get it. You have other ways to like ramp and draw and do stuff, but you're like, it's a 2 mana flyer. Mask of Memory, Dowsing Dagger, and Sword of the Animus. I just feel like you have to because it's free value, and a lot of the card draw in black costs you a lot of life. And yeah, just that, that life loss piles up over the game, and next thing you know, you're at like 15 life with not that much in play, and opponents are like, attack you once and you die. So being able to draw cards in a black deck that doesn't require life loss, pretty big deal, especially when you got flying in the command zone. Tabarak, same sort of thing. It's got flying, 3 mana flyer. I'd be running Mask, Dowsing Dagger, and Sword of the Animist in that as well, if it were up to me. But yeah, I'm sure Jorkadine is very, very sad that I exiled their wheel, because they wanted that. They wanted that. Doomed Artisan, there's one you don't see. Makes a sculpture. Sculptures can't attack or block, but does give you Metalcraft. Ooh, gonna swing in with the Plague Mirror to Kithron. They're up to 7 poison. Not that far away. Not that far away. But Tabarax did get pumped up after the sack play, and now the 5-3 is everyone else's problem. Thing that makes the most sense on our turn is probably just going to be Phoenix Equip Mask. Here comes Halfdane. What are we cloning? Tabarax, probably? Oh, right. Yeah, it's not a straight clone. It's a power and toughness thing. Puts a sword on it. No big deal. Phoenix out of range of the sword. Pretty relevant in this moment. Ooh, Territorial Hellkite. There's one you don't see as much. That is a big old flyer, 6/5. Yeah, let's go for the Hellkite. Play the Hellkite. Oh, by the way, the name of this deck is I Want to Win with Cards I Don't Own. So, yeah, at some point we're going to get Grenzo back and start exiling things and casting our opponent's stuff. And that is the Zach Ryan playstyle. Use everyone else's cards to try and win the game yourself. So, Territorial Hellkite, we choose Bright New Era. Sorry, Bright. Sending in the Hellkite, but hey, next turn, it can't be you. It'll have to be someone else. We hit with the Mask of Memory. Dowsing Dagger land. Yeah, discard a land. That is what I like to see. Seemed like a wasted Teferi's protection from Bright New Era. I guess it depends. If they're trying to finish them with Infect, maybe not, but what did they have at stake there? They were going to lose just a Plague Mirror? Yeah, I might have saved it. I don't know. I probably hold it, but it depends on, you can't see their hand. If you know what's in their hand and like kind of what their plan is, that gives you a clearer picture of what they're planning to do. But opponent's up to 3 Shadowborns, by the way. 6 is the magical number. Once that happens, we'll be seeing some rather large demons, and we'll probably want to do something about that. Stonehewer Giant is a real magic card. Halfdane trigger. I think we have the biggest thing at the moment, 6/5. Yep, gonna choose our Hellkite, so Halfdane will become a 6/5, but it does have a sword on it, so it'll get a little bigger than that. They got a free shot into us with the sword if they want. Let's see what they got. Ooh, it's a Black Blade Reforged. So, Halfdane Voltron is what we're doing. I've been wanting to do Atraxa Voltron. I don't know why. Just Atraxa has so many abilities on it. Just like, yeah, this is a Voltron commander. It's got lifelink, flying, and vigilance. Why not? Death touch if something gets in the way. Equip the Black Blade Reforged. It is now a 14-13. That's some pretty serious commander damage. And they're going to send it our way. We're probably going to have to move that Bloodthirsty Blade. Send them a threatening message while we do so. Opponent said random is never good for them. Well, they're safe they're safe for this turn. Ouch. We go down to 18, 14 commander, and a Sword of Fire and Ice trigger. Oh. Oh. What do they want to shoot with the Fire and Ice? Gonna shoot the Infector. That's fair. That's fair. Life gain. We need life gain. Have to try to find some life gain in opponent's deck. Enchant Creature. Fractured Loyalty is the name of this card. I don't think I've ever seen it. Enchant Creature. When enchanted creature becomes a target of spell or ability, that spell or ability's controller gains control of that creature. Weird. We have anything that targets stuff? Not at this time. Not at this time. But they're playing Voltron, so like, no, that wouldn't do much for us. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're doing that just yet. Let's get the Dowsing Dagger into play. Bright can have some tokens. More things that don't attack. Although, if Jorkadine comes in, they will be 3/2 defenders. It's not the easiest thing to attack through. Equip this Dowsing Dagger. Go to combat. Territorial Hellkite trigger. It's got to be one of these two opponents. See who we get. Kithron. Swing into Kithron. Oh, what we can do, we can Fractured Loyalty and then hit it with the Bloodthirsty Blade. This has Pro Red, so we can't hit that with Fractured Loyalty. But for the future, like when one of these demons come down in a second, then we can do it, and that sounds pretty awesome. Okay. Flip the Dowsing Dagger, Mask of Memory trigger. Use the Mask trigger. Couple more lands, discard the land, looting our way through the lands. Flip the Dowsing Dagger. This is the mana ramp we badly need. I may have added this to the deck. I can't remember. I forget if it was in here by itself. Play a Mountain. The only problem with Atraxa as a Voltron commander is that it's already a kill on sight commander. Yeah, I'd probably run a lot of protection alongside that too, because Atraxa. But yeah, okay, we've got 5 mana left. We need to use 1 to move that. Yeah, so we definitely got to move that over there. Can't take another one of those hits. That'll leave us with 4 mana left. Some amount of blocking would be like a good idea. Um, the Phoenix can block. That's something. That's something. I think I like that. Let's get the Phoenix in as a blocker. I know it has haste, but we can like potentially cast Grenzo next turn and get it back, and it'll come right back to the battlefield if we need to throw it in front of a bus coming at us, which sounds pretty likely. So, and then next turn we can start to think about. We talked about it, Fractured Loyalty on one of the demons, and then use the Bloodthirsty Blade to steal the demon. Shadowborn Apostle for opponent. Yep. Opponent said giving them more blockers doesn't help. Well, got to give the blockers somewhere. Can't do much about it. Someone else says, if you're playing Voltron, your creature will be targeted anyway. Yeah, I mean, they're going to try and stop it if you're putting all kinds of stuff on it. I'm excited about it. I'll get there at some point. Atraxa. Oh, man. All those commanders. All those commanders have way too many abilities on them. I think Saskia still has its moments where it can be unfair, but I don't think it's as unfair as the other ones can be. Like, they just all do way too much. 4-color commanders. That's a Knickerclaw Mirror coming into play. It does have Infect. Can't attack yet, but yep. Opponent's going to swing in with the Stonehero Giant over to the Halfdane. And after combat, or after declaration, they're going to activate the Stonehero Giant, as you do. Cute trick that they could have done. I don't know if they have Helm of the Host, but you activate the Giant first, get Helm of the Host, which makes a copy of Stonehero Giant, and then you use the second one to get the thing that you're going to get to begin with. So now you have 2 Stonehero Giants and Helm of the Host in play, but gets a Whisper Silk Cloak. Nice. So let's see. This is when it becomes blocked, but it's a 1/1 Infector that can't be blocked. Kithron needs to be nervous. Oh, and if they play Jorkadine next turn, that'll give it the power that it needs. Oh, that's so funny. I love it. I love it. I've been wanting to build the Jorkadine deck also. I mean, that's how you get a commander channel, is you just want to build every deck under the sun. And, you know, you need to make it your full-time job because that's the only way you'll have enough time to build that many decks. But yeah, Jorkadine has been something I've been thinking about for a while, and I like what I'm seeing over here. I like what I'm seeing. K&T are your boys? Yeah, K&T. That's the one, like, the other ones are strong up front, and, you know, you don't make any, there's no questions about it. K&T was the one that I think, like, it took me a little while to figure out that, like, wait a second, why does this deck keep winning? Oh, because they have a million lands in play all the time. I don't know if I would call K&T fair, per se. They still, like, relative to non-4-color commanders, they still do, like, a little too much. But it's more subtle than Breya, Atraxa, and Saskia just, like, melting your life total, so you're not going to win on, like, turn 6 necessarily. You're probably going to win in, like, turn 8 with, like, 20 mana. Opponent's going to reanimate a Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah. So, Halfdane Voltron. Who would have thought? Voltron is exactly the type of deck you want this Bloodthirsty Blade for. It's good at other places too. It's good for just people with creatures, but someone's got a Voltron deck. You're like, yeah, let's get this Bloodthirsty Blade on there, because I don't want to be taking these Voltron hits. Go for a Pro Black Sword if you want to melt Kithron. You go for, like, a lot of artifacts over there, so maybe Trample. Luxodon Warhammer might be... Goes for a Shadow Spear. Okay, yeah, going for the Trample and the Lifelink. Why not? Why not? Equips the Shadow Spear to the Giant Pile. Yep. Esper Voltron. I used to play a Dak and Blackblade deck. Dak and Blackblade at 6 mana is a little costly. Halfdane at 4 feels a lot better. The new card, Confounding Conundrum, Rex K&T, and other ramp decks. Yeah. You got to play really carefully around that thing. Oh my. Card is nasty. Sean got wrecked when he tried to crack a Burnished Heart. So when you crack a Burnished Heart or anything that puts 2 lands into play, each trigger sees the other land coming in, so they both get bounced, regardless if you've played a land already. It's pretty nasty stuff. Run more enchantment removal. Bright takes a huge hit right here. That's going to be 13 commander. Throws Doomed Artisan in front, so that goes down. They can attack with their sculptures now. Fire and Ice trigger at the face of Kithron. I probably would have at least shot a Shadowborn because, you know, demons. Demons are scary. Maybe one of these things. I would have shot a creature. Most definitely. That's a Godo. Godo's pretty good. 3 mana open there, 2 mana open right there. No cards in hand, so that's not a factor. Esper, always got to be worried about the instant speed stuff. Let's check on our equipment real quick. What does Godo get us? There's a Feast and Famine in this deck. Feast and Famine, pretty good card. Light and Shadow. I don't think we need a Light and Shadow just yet, although Life Gain. Life Gain is real. We're at 18. Feast and Famine gives us mana, which allows us to probably, like, empty out our hand, which is cool. Yeah, I think we try it. Let's get Godo. Confounding Conundrum against Morog. Pukey face? Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Godo into play. Let's get the old Feast and Famine. Put it on. Should put it on the dragon. Put it on the dragon. Hope nothing goes wrong. I think that's the plan. I've been thinking about what I'm going to discard to Mask of Memory, should all this work out, but we can just discard the Smuggler's Copter. We don't really need it with the Mask. So, play the Mountain. Play Armillary Sphere. Pray for no interaction. Go to combat. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be Bright. Bright New Era. Coming in. Sorry about you. It's not up to me. It's not up to me. It goes where it wants. It's got a life of its own. Mask of Memory, Feast and Famine will trigger. We'll go Feast on the bottom, I guess. Land and Ginger Brute. Do we need a Ginger Brute? Haste. You pay 1, make it can't be blocked by except you. Unblockable is cool. Unblockable is cool. Actually, we can just discard the land and crack an Armillary Sphere. Yeah, that seems fair. Okay. Play, discard the Mountain. We're going to untap with 10 mana right here. Oh, Feast and Famine. So good. It's like the best mana doubler because it untaps your lands for you. Cage Sun, you got to play it and hope to untap, which is terrible because everyone just shoots it, but yeah. Okay. Blockers are probably a good idea. That's got pro red, so we can't steal it with the thing like we talked about. We don't have... Ooh, this makes white mana. We could steal the Stonehewer Giant. Oh, that seems cool, but they're about to die also. I don't think a board wipe's coming. Let's cast Grenzo. Ideally, you cast Grenzo beforehand, but is what it is. So there's Grenzo. Maybe try getting the Copter into play. Let's crack the Armillary Sphere. We don't really have like instant speed effects to hold up, so might as well just kind of do everything. Get our lands. 2 lands for next turn. 2 mana left. That we can use Gingerbrute to crew the copter if we need to. I guess just play the Prowler's Helm. Nah, let's not show the Prowler's Helm yet. Indestructible's kind of a big deal. Or not indestructible, unblockable, excuse me. Yeah, let's just play the Gingerbrute then. Or no, hold it back. 4 cards, 1 card, 0 cards. Giant gets some stuff. Let's just play the Prowler's Helm. We're probably already the target. Hope it doesn't go wrong. Who knows? There's definitely a world where I don't play this Prowler's Helm and just leave the mana and just kind of hope for the best, but we'll see. See how this goes. Opponent on 4 Shadowborns. 2 more for a demon. Everything into Bright. This is why I didn't want to try and steal their Stonehewer Giant. Some blocks are going to happen. 3 clerics die. Tabarax is going to get 3 triggers, so they can lose a life and draw a card, and it'll put a +1/+1 counter on Tabarax. So they need to find an answer to Ichor Claw. And, yeah. Board wipe would make me sad. Potentially they could go Land Damnation, or if they just draw into a Toxic Deluge. Bright's down to 7. Taking some punches over there. See if there's any follow-up plays. There's the land. Kith got stuck on lands big time. Turn 7. 4 lands. Cauldron of Eternity. Okay. 2 less for each creature in the graveyard. Many creatures in the graveyard at this moment. And it's going to pass like that. Not enough to activate it and get a creature back. So let's see if they die. I mean, yeah. I don't think doesn't take too much to like cast Jorkadine and just swing in over there. But if they've got Sunforger in their deck, then it might make sense to go Stonehewer, get Sunforger. That's 4 mana to leave it up. They've only got 2 left after that. They've used their Teferi's Protection. That's their best piece. But they could have like Comeuppance or something like that. So they need to weigh some options. Question is, how do you survive? Because this thing's still goated. Doesn't the Bloodblade target Bloodthirsty Blade? No. It targets, but it's an attach? Oh, that's weird. So, like, equipping is a target and, like, Shroud stops it. I'd have to see. Attach is a weird mechanic that's, like, very poorly described in the rules text, because I had to look at it somewhat recently. Is there a deck list for this Grenzo? I will post it in the comments. Actually, maybe, yeah, let me see if I can do that. Okay, so opponent's going on the attack. Oh, they can just use the Giant to, like, put something on there, too. Yeah, they can put a Sunforger on it. There they go. While that's happening, an opponent's probably about to die. I think I can find this deck list. Yep, there's a Sunforger. Okay. That makes things complicated. Kithron going down to Infect. 12 Infect. Sunforger now in play. E. Deck list is now in chat for any that are interested. Ooh, that's a Tecatli Honor Guard. Creatures do not ETB. Glad we got our Godo down before that happened. Opponent's got exactly one activation of Sunforger. Thank you, David. We need to be careful of interaction from Jank. Like, if they blow up the Bloodthirsty Blade, we're in trouble. We're actually just dead. We're actually just dead if that happens, because Pro-Red, Trample, all that stuff, they've got easy lethal on us, but I guess I also have to worry about this stuff too. But Sunforger basically says if they're running a fog like they should be, then no incentive to go over there until you can, like, answer that somehow. So this is a predicament. Let's see. Hoping and praying. Urborg in play. They've now got a Cabal Coffers. 8 black mana. Could be bad. Champion's Helm. Okay. Yep. Should make it a little bit more unstoppable if it wasn't enough already. Oh, opponent's going to activate the Sunforger right now. It's pro-white. Nope, never mind. That's a Fire and Ice. They're just going to Path to Exile that thing. Okay. Okay. Down it goes. All right. Path to Exile. Hooray. Problem is now they just die to us. They can recast their commander. They've got a lot of mana floating. They won't necessarily be able to equip it with every single thing, but... yeah, Halfdane coming back. Puts the Champion's Helm on it. That's a good one. Hexproof. +2/+2. Hexproof. So good. Cannot put the Bloodthirsty Blade back onto it. Fire and Ice onto it. Yep, that's also a good one. Ooh, that does not give us a lot of time. Because they have one-hit lethal on us. Oh, man. That's bad. One-hit lethal is bad. Put the Darksteel Plate on it. Yep. There's a mountain. Play a mountain. Play Gingerbrute. Use Gingerbrute to crew the Copter. Oh, that is a good point. Copter can block, but they also have Trample. So Copter's not going to stop Trample Blackblade Reforged. Move the sword to Godo and the mask to Godo since we can do it twice. Mask. Put Oh, maybe we should have used Grenzo to crew instead. Prowler's Helm on Godo. Try to get lucky. I don't know. See if we can find some stuff off the top that helps. Territorial Hellkite trigger. Everything into jank, I guess. Hold this one back. Wait, did I just do that wrong? Totally did that wrong. All right, start this over. Start this over. It's not at all what we want to be doing. This way. Did I misclick? Someone check the footage on that. Okay, like that. Hold back the Grenzo. Copter and Godo will trigger. Loot with the Copter. Ooh, it's in the head. We can't get it in time. Oh, that would be so much mana. That would be so much mana. Is this target? Goad target creature. Yeah, we can't target it. Sadness. Whole bunch of triggers. Let's goad the Stoneforge Mystic because we can. And then start exiling stuff off the top. Hope for some good cards. Big interaction. Feast and Famine, Mask of Memory. Goblin Glider. Discard a land. Look for some big hits. They're down to 20. Maybe we try and goad all of Bright's stuff? I don't know. There's a land. That's not going to help. Felwar Stone. Meh. What's this? Deadly Rollick. If you can exile target creature, now we're talking. It's hexproof. Sadness. And another land. Oh, that was a gold one. Back to combat. Territorial Hellkite. But it is not untapped. So we have Godo. Swing in with the Godo, I guess. That's an instant. We can do that at instant speed. That's cool. All right, triggers on the stack. I'm going to Deadly Rollick the Stonehewer Giant. Though, yeah. Oh, I have to place my triggers first. Exile off the top. Yeah, shoot the Stonehewer Giant. Pay some mana. Oh, I should have cast. No, we haven't been back. We haven't been back to a main phase yet, so can't do that. All right, so Sword of Feast and Famine hits. Need a big play. Need a big play. Need a big play. Leyline Tyrant, Sword of the Animist. Not quite. Not quite the big play. Discard a land. Exile off the top. Something big. Something big. Heuristic study? Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I guess cast everything. Maybe we should goad something. They're at 15. We're kind of tapped out. We should get some blockers. That probably makes sense. Decent blocker there. Yeah, let's get... What do we have? We have 11 mana. That's 5. That's 9. That one doesn't block. Let's get blockers. Neheb into play. Let's get 6 mana left. Get heuristic study, I guess. Getting heuristic study means that I think our card draw is fine. I would like heuristic study, but we need blockers just in case they want a full swing our way. Get the Leyline Tyrant, get the Fellwar Stone. And then Bloodthirsty Blade, the Honor Guard, I guess. Pass like that, see what happens. Sunforger complicates things. Because Sunforger gives them the ability to just, like, outlast anything that we're doing. And they can just let Halfdane kill us. Depends if, like, they want to make a big swing right here and just try to take them out themselves or not. Equip the Sunforger, of course. Sending in the Honor Guard, yep. Yeah, so I think opponent's just going to, like, fog and wait for us to die. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Ugh, Voltron. Yeah, getting the Bloodthirsty Blade off, that was the play. If it stayed on there, then we don't die to it, but... Halfdane trigger, yep. Copies the dragon. 10-9. 10-9. PSA, Glenn and Sword of War and Peace is too good. Yeah, I've been talking to EK and chat about it a lot, and like, people draw more cards than they used to. Their hands are bigger than they used to be. So when that's the case, War and Peace starts looking a little better. And, you know, if someone wants to draw like 10 or more, then you can punish them for it pretty easily. Shadow Spear, making everything indestructible. Oh, wait. Oh, no, is it opponents only, right? Opponent, yeah. Oh, man. Maybe this deck needs a Shadow Spear just to, like, get rid of Hexproof. And there's a Fire and Ice in there. We're not going to be able to stop it. Mob Rule is the card we were looking for. Mob Rule would have solved some problems. Every deck can use a spear. So the spear is complicated. In like Aurelia, I was trying it out and like the deck doesn't need it that much. And like there's already a lot of equipment in that deck. And I never found a situation where I wanted to tutor for Shadow Spear. Luxodon Warhammer is better a lot of the time because that power does matter. It's decks where you really need the permanents lose indestructible and hexproof. It's where that stuff matters, where it is more relevant. I'm not saying it's like not playable or it's bad. I'm just saying like it's not as ubiquitously good as I thought it was going to be when it was released. You're like, oh wow, it's like cheap Luxodon Warhammer with cool abilities, and it's not quite the same. That power on Luxodon does matter. Insurrection and Mob Rule are the I win buttons of red. Also, I went through like a thought exercise, like what are the red finishers? Atali is kind of a red finisher, but you do need to give it haste. Perforos tends to be a red finisher, but you need to have like a specific thing happening in your deck for Perforos to be really good. Yeah, here comes the big hit. Can't block it. Indestructible, lifelink, trample, a whole bunch of abilities, pro red. Aggravated Assault is also an I win button. And it's just like burn spells. Neheb plus burn spell. Pretty good. Red's actually got quite a few of them. They're not the same as like Torment of Hailfire necessarily. Many of them require like something else in play. But the fact that like most of them are good with other things you want to be running in red anyway. So it tends to like red cards tend to play really well with other red cards. So that's the thing that I've noticed. Like even sometimes just like Dictate of the Twin Gods, any of the damage doublers is like, nah, that's good enough. You just turn whatever you have into double the burn, double the damage. And that is also often an I win button too. So down we go. We take the big old hit. Opponent goes back to 35 life. This is going to be a mountain to climb for the Jorkadine. There's a Temperate Steel. They had, they're 1 mana short of their commander. They had their commander. Well, that means they got to hide behind Sunforger for a little while. This is a big hit, though. Temperate Steel. Anyone remember the standard Temperate Steel deck? My matchup with zombies was generally pretty good against it, but I did lose to it once, and I'm still salty about it. From like 8 or 9 years ago. I lost a very winnable game. Oh, that's an Overloaded Rift. Good game. Teferi's Protection is down. Maybe they have... These are all tokens. Bouncing tokens, like if you used Eerie Interlude, does not help you. That's hexproof, so you can't really do anything about it. Yeah, I think that's the game. I think Halfdane Voltron is about to get there. Oh my, what? Who would have saw that coming? What up, Heat? I think we're just about to the end here. I'm already dead, and I think Halfdane's about to take it down. And probably be wrapping up after this. My voice is good for about 2 games, maybe 2 to 3 hours. After that, it is toasty toast, and this is the point of the night that we're getting to. So, thanks for jumping in, though. I am planning to stream on Fridays. I found that like releasing videos on Fridays is like not always the best, and the Fridays is just kind of the best day where I'm like, don't really feel like editing all day and all that. So yeah, been streaming a lot on Fridays. I kind of took a break for a moment to get caught up on some stuff, but should be back next Friday with streaming sometime in the afternoon. And yeah. So yeah, Grenzo, we got to do cool stuff. This deck does cool stuff. It doesn't always win. It's kind of at the mercy of what your opponents do a lot. But we got through our early game pretty good, and that was nice. In the last game I played, I wasn't able to transition from the early game to the late game, so that actually went pretty well here. We just didn't have an answer to the big Voltron thing after the Bloodthirsty Blade got removed, so Yeah, but it was a good time. I enjoy playing it, so fun deck. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, streaming Fridays sometime in the afternoon, and hope to see you guys again real soon. Have a good night.